is the show for you. I'm here to actually answer your questions. If I don't know the answer, then I know somebody who does. And as always, when the show is over, I'll go through any questions that I've missed and answer them so that you can move forward. Now, if you're new to Be.Live, welcome. If you've been using Be.Live for a while, thank you. Be.Live is quite possibly the greatest way there's ever been to go live. I've been with Be.Live since October 2016. In fact, I interviewed Daniel. Daniel's first interview, the CEO, was on the 19th. So my association with Be.Live does go way back, and I've grown as the company's grown, and I've got the inside track on what happens with Be.Live and can answer any questions that you may have. Now, I can see that there are many of you watching, and I've got a comment coming through from Chris, which says, hello, Stephen. Hello, Chris. Nice to see you. And to everybody who's watching, thank you. If you've got questions about Be.Live, now is the time to ask them, because I'm here and I've got the resources to actually answer those questions. It could be any aspect of Be.Live, any aspect of live broadcasting. One question I'm always asked, so I'll start with it, is yes, I'm using a green screen, and I'm using a green screen because normally my office looks like this, and I've got a green screen behind me. I've got soft lights either side of me, so I can actually change my background whenever I wish, and that makes a difference to your live shows. It is on the Be.Live roadmap that there'll be an integrated green screen facility, so I'm waiting. But in the meantime, I'm using XSplit VCam, which is currently $39.95, and you can have a green screen on your broadcast just by starting the software and then selecting the image you actually want to show on screen, and I can be anywhere in the world. And I'm now headed over to Sarnia in Ontario. That's the bridge that joins the Canada with the USA, and the photograph is by my good friend Kelly, who I met. We broadcast together, David Burris and I, every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern, and Kelly is been one of our supporters since the show began, probably 3 years ago, and he supplied photos which we can use as backgrounds, both David and I, and always grateful to Kelly for supplying those backgrounds. Now, so green screen, simple and straightforward, $40, one-off payment. It's not a regular fee, and if you're on Windows 10, you can have a green screen. If you're on a Mac, then the preferred option now is to use OBS. Now, OBS on its own won't help you, but OBS and Virtual Camera for Mac will. That's the way to do it. 2 pieces of free software, and you can have a virtual camera on your Mac, and you can do what I'm doing now and say hello to Roland. And Roland is over on YouTube. Thank you, Roland. Good to see you. Hope you're well. I'm very fortunate to have met Roland in real life, and he's a good friend and supporter, and football supporter too, of our local teams. My team, as you know, is Burnley. I come from up north in England, about 20 miles from Manchester, and Burnley is my team, and Burnley are just finished in the top half of the Premiership, behind Liverpool, behind the big teams, but nevertheless in the top 10 teams in the UK. So thank you for your comments so far. As I say, if you go, brilliant, we're on our way now. The first few, Ciro, if I mispronounce anybody's name, I apologize. But hello and welcome to the broadcast, and over to Roland. And right, okay, just a reminder from Roland that Warminster Football Club are actually live tonight, and if you were in Wiltshire in England, the kickoff is at 7:30. Okay, yes, so right, okay, so football's one of my interests and one of Roland's as well. Right, over to Josue. I have some problems with the system. In my preview, it does not show the logo if I turn on the background. The logo is seen in my live broadcast. Okay, thank you for the question. I'll just read again. I have had some problems with the system. In my preview, it does not show the logo. If I turn on the background, the logo is seen in my broadcast. You've got to have at least one item on screen for anything to appear. There has to be at least one item on screen. Once you've got that item on screen, then any overlays or any backdrops will appear. They will not appear until you actually put your camera on there, or, well, put your camera on there or put an image on there. As soon as you put an image or your camera on there, then all the extras will appear, but they don't appear until you do that. As I say, I'll revisit these questions later, and if I've misunderstood, please let me know, and I'll try and get the answer. And Bernice, hello Bernice, nice to see you. How does Be.Live differ from StreamYard? I've used both. I don't use StreamYard. I've not been able to StreamYard for 2 years now. I've got, if I was a stick of rock, I would have Be.Live written all the way through me, if you know what a stick of rock is. Be.Live is going in a different direction to StreamYard. Video quality, sound quality, in terms of live selling or live links, as it's probably going to be called, you can now sell from within Be.Live, which is unique to Be.Live. I think there's a lot they have in common. I think what you've got to do, to be fair, is to, as you've done, use both and then put a checklist down and say, what is the difference? I promised to actually do a review of all the major systems, which includes Restream, who are moving leaps and bounds because they've now got their own studio, so you can go live just from Restream. So I may well do that between now and the end of August, Bernice, and hopefully I'll call on your expertise of using StreamYard. Thank you. And Chiro. All right. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. I'm very good. I mean, it just works, and that's all we can ask for. And it's improving. The technology behind it is improving. They're hard at work on something at the moment. I can't tell you what it is, but it will blow your socks off, as we'd say in Lancashire in England. And over to Mr. Peter Stewart. Can you put pictures on solo? Yes, I'm going to bring a picture up. And that's next to me. And I'm going to click the solo button, top left, and that will now, you've asked me an awkward question, Peter. Hang on, let's just check this. I can't do that now. Just a minute, let's have another picture. Okay, so there is a picture which is on its own on screen. You can still hear me, so that you can talk over it. If I take off the solo, I can go picture in picture, and I can still be on the screen. And tip here is, if you want to shrink the size of your camera, then you can switch, and you can either increase the size of your camera or you can decrease the size of your camera, or you can show the image on its own. Okay, I'm going to hide that, come back to me, and I'll do that again without any confusing things. So there's the image on its own, and there's the image solo. And as I've just explained, you could actually talk about it by being on the screen yourself. So hide that and hide. Okay, so hopefully that reminds you, Peter, yes, you can have pictures on solo, you can go picture in picture, both work, and it's simple and straightforward to do. And over to Chris. Now, Chris has got a long comment, so bear with me a moment. I'm going to start reading on the screen, then I'm going to have to go there. I'm a member in the closed Facebook group Stukken van Mensen, Patrick. Can the administrator give me temporary rights to produce a live show in the Facebook group? Yes, the administrator of the group, the owner of the group, can do two things. Okay, first of all, you need to add Be.Live to the group. Okay, and that's simple and straightforward. And there are instructions on the Be.Live website in the Q&A. And the second thing, if they make you an admin of the group, you can then broadcast into the group using Be.Live. You'll be able to do everything you could do on a page, really. And you could do it if it was your own group. You can do exactly the same sort of thing. And then when the broadcast is over, they just remove you as an admin. Might want to keep you, but they can remove you as an admin, and then you can actually carry on as a member of the group. So one, they need to install the Be.Live application in the group, and two, they need to make you an admin. Quite right. Okay, and I hope my pronunciation was close yesterday when I said Christine surname. I'm not going to say it again now. And let's go over to, I'm going to scroll down. Okay, now I knew this was true. I showed a picture on screen, and I'm going to go back here to Ramon. Ramon, thank you. You can't do green screen now. It's not part of Be.Live, but you can buy XSplit VCam. And XSplit VCam allows you to have this green screen that I've got here and allows you to change picture. It's not part of Be.Live. It's a piece of software I purchased for $40 back in January 2019, and it just keeps getting better and better. And basic principle is simple and straightforward. I'll show you how it works. If I can take my life in my hands, hopefully I'm going to screen share. I'm going to screen share XSplit VCam, and I'm going to bring it up on screen. So this is XSplit VCam at the side of me. I'm going to hide myself by switching my camera off. And this is XSplit VCam. Now, it's simple and straightforward to use. You actually download it from XSplit, install it on your PC, and then on the right-hand side, you have the images that you can simply flick between to change your background. And it's just as simple and easy as that. I can flick to any background that I want, and I could have, if I don't break the system, I could have a video in the background in that way. Okay, so this is what I look like normally. So this is my office, and by virtue of the green screen, I can quickly switch over to a background, and that background stays. So I'm going to stop sharing now and come back to me. So stop sharing, and we should, in theory, come back to me. Okay, so I need to switch my camera on, and I'm back. Okay, well that worked. That was good. So you can't do it from within Be.Live. You need a third-party piece of software, which is XSplit VCam, or if you're on a Mac, then OBS with OBS Virtual Camera for Mac. Okay, I put a link in. I'm going to talk about this in a moment, so you can ignore the link and we'll come back to it later. And the next question coming in is, when I turn on the logo and have the background active, it doesn't show in the preview in my broadcaster recording if it comes out. I think we need to talk about this. If you can take a screenshot and post the screenshot, either send me a message with the screenshot, that would probably be the best way. And we'll get to the bottom of it because it should work. And we say hello to and welcome to Ryan. It's not part of Be.Live, Ryan. It's XSplit VCam. You can't do it at the moment. It's on the roadmap. I await its arrival. In the meantime, you can use XSplit VCam on Windows or OBS on Mac. And over to Peter Stewart. And Peter is saying, is there a facility for the moderator to mute all the participants? Not with one button. You've got to mute people individually. So you go down into the staging area and you just turn people's microphones off. There isn't an automatic mute. I know Brigetti had suggested it, that when people are taken back into staging area, they'll be muted. I don't think anything's happened yet. I'll chase it up, Peter, and we'll see if anything can be done with regard to that. Right, and over to Ramon. Ramon is saying yes, emphatically, good. And over to Ryan, and Ryan is saying, right, okay, I'll post the instructions afterwards, Ryan. Okay, one of the things you've got to try and do when you go live is concentrate on what you're doing. Now, this is a one-man show, and my emphasis at the moment is actually, well, I'm directing the show, obviously producing the show, but I'm actually watching the comments down the right-hand side because it's the comments that actually make the show. So if I was to go off and answer your question now in text, then I'd have to go off air or be rude, and I don't want to be rude. I'm British, so I will answer the question with a link afterwards, I do promise. And hello to Jerry, nice to see you. Caught your show the other, well, a little while ago in actual fact. And Jerry, it's always nice to when you actually join, and thank you. And wait a minute, I've missed a few comments. We say hello to, this is a fast-moving show. Say hello to Frank. I am embedding a YouTube live stream on my website. Do you know if it's possible to embed the YouTube? Right. Okay, that's an excellent question. You can embed the YouTube video. There is at the moment no way of embedding the YouTube chat, as far as I know. I will check, but the YouTube chat is not like Facebook comments. YouTube chat sort of disappears once the broadcast is over, and the comments start all over again. You can see the chat when you do the replay, but you can't read it without playing the video, which I suppose is a little way to actually get you to play the video and see the comments. I don't know of anything at the moment, but I will sort of ask and see if I can find somebody who knows. I think Owen may know the answer to that, so let me have a word with him. Okay, and over to Peter Stewart. Make sure you have the resources for it. That's a good point. If you're going to use a green screen, then you do need 4 things. Okay, and I'll come to the 4th in a minute. You need the software. You need to have a green screen. You need to have lights, okay? And it's those combined that actually create a reasonably perfect picture. The final thing that you need is, as Peter quite rightly observes, is the processing power. I have in another room a PC which is 4 years old. It couldn't do what I'm doing now. Simple as, if you want to broadcast normally and you want to broadcast just you and you don't want a green screen, then you can use a 4-year-old PC, okay, or a 4-year-old Mac. If you want to do the up-to-date things and have a green screen, then you do need, the faster your machine, the better the actual image on screen will be. And talking of that, your internet does play a great part in this. I've been struggling for 3 years with a 5 megabyte upload, and I literally jumped for joy the other day when I noticed that my internet provider had increased my upload speed to 8 megabytes. So that improves my quality. Internet speed is important. It is important because the first thing that goes wrong if you have a weak signal is that your video will drop and your audio will stay. So the more powerful your computer, the better your internet connection, the better your lighting. If you've got a green screen, have a green screen. Okay, those are all the elements. And over to Chris. Thanks so much, Stephen. The pronunciation of Stucken. Van Mensen was okay. Okay, I'm a long way from learning, but I'm practicing several different languages, and you're most welcome. And Peter is saying, just in case you get a renter on. Right, now, I do need to explain that. Renter is the Scottish word for ranter, which means that when you get somebody on your show, mentioning no names, Peter, on a Thursday morning on Blabbing for Britain, episode 240 this week, then your machine can take it. And over to Peter, and he corrected his spelling. So ranter is a Scottish word too. Sorry, Peter. And Frank's saying thank you. You're most welcome. Right, first Facebook user of the week, and say hello, Facebook user. After this show, I'll give you a link. Facebook need your permission, or Be.Live need your permission to actually show your picture and your name. If I was in the Be.Livers group now, I could see your name and see your picture. But because I'm on Be.Live, Facebook security says, because you've not given permission, I cannot see your name or your picture. So pardon me for being rude, but if I need to use a phone as a camera, don't want to use laptop camera, how do I connect to Be.Live? Okay, two-step operation. One, you've got to host the show and start the show from your laptop. There's no way around that, none at all. It's got to start from your laptop. I'd also use your laptop microphone. I wouldn't switch off, but I could switch off the camera. And I'll post the links for this afterwards, but if I was bringing a mobile camera in, I would use AirDroid. If you've got your main PC and your mobile, as soon as you bring them into the broadcast, you get a sound, and it's the most annoying sound in the world because they are interfering with each other. There's interference. So I suggest that you actually use AirDroid to bring your mobile camera in and test it first. AirDroid is a relatively inexpensive way of doing it. The other way, of course, is actually to get an external camera. But if you don't want to go to those lengths, and if you were to, then you could go for an Logitech C920. But if you don't want to, then AirDroid is a way of doing it. And as I say, you don't get any problems. I'll give you a link afterwards and you'll no longer be anonymous. Over to Peter. Right, okay. Right, Peter asked me, Peter has a situation where his office is actually the garage, and that's outside the house. There's a wall in between, and he would have had to have laid cable between his office garage and the house, drilling through the wall, if he wanted to have decent internet. And I said to Peter, I'll go around. Back in, if you in a building, either your home or an office, and you can't possibly cable everywhere, you need a way of having Wi-Fi, strong Wi-Fi throughout the premises. Deco is that Wi-Fi. Thank you for the prompt, Peter. Deco provides Wi-Fi through a building that's 1,000 feet square, and it distributes the Wi-Fi signal, and you can actually say somebody is the main Wi-Fi for the hour of the show. I mean, I'll give you why this works. Okay. And why I use Deco and why Peter uses Deco and why we both recommend it now. Deco wireless Wi-Fi is quite probably the best Wi-Fi in the world. It's also British. But before I had Deco, I couldn't watch Netflix or Amazon Prime without buffering. Now I can sit down, I know Amazon Prime is going to work, I know Netflix is going to work, and I'm going to watch a program all the way through. The other thing is that I would have to say to Angelica, my partner, I'm going live at 12 p.m. Eastern for an hour. Please do not upload any files, do not use the internet, do not pass go. And now I don't. I'm on Deco. Angelica's got a Deco unit in a room. We've got a Deco unit downstairs. That's Wi-Fi throughout the house, and it simply works. And that's why Peter's mentioned it, because he and I actually use it and we make great use of it. So Deco, check it out. Just one word, and you'll find Deco and Wi-Fi. You'll get there. And over to Jaslyn, EpoCam. Good, thank you, Frank, for recommendation. And thank you, Facebook user Jaslyn. Okay, and thank you, Frank, for the check as well. Okay, and over to Chris. And Chris is saying, please, how can you zoom in on a guest in Be.Live? Okay, how can you zoom in on a guest? You've got several different ways, and the only guest I've got at the moment is myself, so forgive me. Okay, I'm going to bring an example up on screen. So now you can see two of me. Okay, this was talking about AirDroid. Now you can see two of me. If I press that button, top left, now you can just see the image. If I click it again, now you can see the image and me. If I click picture in picture, you can see the image full screen and me in the small screen. And it's basically, the more people on screen, the more options you have, but effectively anybody can be shown solo. With two people, you can go picture in picture. Three is a bit more complicated, and you can move people on and off screen as you wish. So basically, by taking the image solo or taking the person solo or going picture in picture, if you're interviewing somebody, it's sometimes nice to show them full screen and for you to go picture in picture, or if you want to give them the full screen, give them the full screen, as did in the interview with Christine yesterday. Switched between full screen and me. So back to me. And okay, and Peter saying Deco is the best purchase this year. Absolutely brilliant. Right, okay, now we get to a point in the show where the questions slow for a moment. I'm happy with that because I do have an announcement to make. I've always trying something new. If you don't try something new, you never know if it's going to work or not. So starting on Thursday is this. I'm going to hide this. And I'm going to put this side by side. And wait a minute, I've got the wrong one. I'm going to hide that. All right, I'm going to show this in the broadcast. Right, okay. Starting this week, I'm going to hide and bring that in. I'll get this in a minute. This is live video. Okay, live video training school is on Thursdays at 9 AM Eastern. Basically, I love doing this session here every Tuesday, 12 PM Eastern, answering questions. It's one of the highlights of my week, I've got to be honest, and I enjoy your company. I want to expand on that, and the live video training school is the next step. Okay, this stays exactly as it is. I'm not going to change a thing about this. This is just me and you, so don't worry about that. But I do want the opportunity to actually expand the training side. Now, if you don't know, I'm going to bring this on screen and I'm going to hide that. This is my brand spanking new training room. Now, it's not on Be.Live, but it's all about Be.Live. And every Thursday at 9 AM Eastern, I'll be running sessions in this private room. We won't be going live. We won't be broadcasting. There will be no recording. So it's a chance to actually chat. And basically, it's called, as you've already seen, it's called the Live Video Training School. And I'm going to go through these. This is important. The training's free. I'll be posting a link by design to this on Thursday. and you can join me in the training room. And let's just go through this. I'll be covering all aspects of Be.Live. On the right-hand side of the screen behind me, you can see all the videos on YouTube about every single aspect of running Be.Live. We can play those videos together. So if you've got a question, we can play a video, then we can talk about it afterwards. Yeah. So I'll be doing 2 videos, especially for this group on Thursday. And one will be about the changes in scheduling. So you'll be amongst the first people to hear about that. And the second will be a review of Be.Live as it stands at the moment. So this is free training on Thursday at 9 o'clock. And it's in the training room, which is on another site. It's not on Facebook. You better leave Facebook to actually come and watch the training, but it's quite safe, and only people who are invited in there will be there. And you can watch. You don't have to do anything. You don't need to sign in. You can just watch. Okay. Or you can talk. Okay. And to talk, you just turn your microphone on. You see the green microphone in the middle of the screen. You just turn your microphone on, you can talk. Or we can have up to 14 people on camera. And the 14 people go across the bottom and can talk to each other and talk about the videos. And can also, if you wish, go on screen as well. So I'm coming towards the end of this. I will cut this out, and session is not recorded or broadcast, so it's in the moment. It will give you the latest news on Be.Live. It will show you my latest instructional videos about Be.Live before anybody else sees them. You get a chance to ask questions, and you get a chance to ask everybody who joins questions. So there'll be new training videos, and your questions will be answered. If not right away, then certainly before the next session. The next session, and if you're interested now, this is the sales bit. I'm not a salesman. I'm not a salesman. If you are interested in getting a personal link, then please type the word school in the comments now, and I'll be in touch with you so you get personal notification about this training, which starts on Thursday at 9 AM Eastern, 2 PM in the UK, 3 PM in Antwerp. And you can come and join me, and we can talk without fear of being recorded, without fear of broadcasting. We can go through any topics you like about Be.Live and live broadcasting, and it's all free. And it's an extension of what I'm doing here. It doesn't change in any way, shape, or form what I'm doing here today. If you want to join, so let's recap. Last comment we had was Deco's best purchase this year. Good. I've done it by accident. There's the link to the training school. It will not work until Thursday at 9 AM Eastern, 2 PM in the UK. But that link, every time I show this on screen, then the link gets posted. Okay, so that's what's happening. I'm not doing anything. I'm not posting any links. It's all automatic, and it's through Be.Live live selling. And Chris is saying thank you. You're most welcome, Chris. And there's the link again, which has gone through to YouTube, because we are simulcasting to YouTube. And Chris has typed school. So if you are watching, you booked a place in the school on Thursday. Chris is going to be there. I'll be there, so there'll be at least 2 of us. And I'll be promoting between now and Thursday. I look forward to seeing more of you on the day. There's no recording, so I can't say you can watch it afterwards, because you can't. This is live training, and it's on a product called Watch Together, which started in 2012. So it's been around 8 years. It's a German product. The software house is based in Berlin, which I visited, and I'm very fortunate to have done so. And the software simply works. Chris and Fons and our friends tried it last Friday, and we were doing music videos, which was good. This time around, we're actually using training videos, and I'm going to be talking to a couple of friends and seeing if we can use their training videos as well. So it won't just be my videos. Hopefully it'll be videos from my friends as well, about live video and about Be.Live. And there will be, over the coming weeks, there'll be different hosts, so it won't just be me again. So do join us at 9 a.m. on Thursday. And if you are watching this on the replay, this particular video on the replay, then please just type school and I'll see it. And thank you, Chris, for getting the ball rolling, getting started. Okay, so that's, I'm going to hide that. I'm going to show that. I'm going to bring that on screen. Okay, and I'm going to change that. Just change the setup. So live video training is on Thursday, and I look forward to seeing you there. Right. Okay. Now, a word of advice for new users of Be.Live, if you're watching. First of all, you can comment. We're here to meet and greet and to get to know you. And if you comment, people will get to know you. Before every broadcast, there is a routine that I follow, that Angelica follows, that Chris follows, that everybody follows, that you should follow too. That is, before every broadcast that you do, before every live broadcast, please switch off your machine. Now that is counterintuitive, okay? But the first thing you should do before you go live, quarter of an hour before you go live, is switch off your machine. When you're using your machine, whether it be a PC or Mac, first of all, when you start your machine, processes start that you've no control over to actually keep the machine running. And as you're surfing web pages, as you're using software, when you close a tab, doesn't mean the tab's actually closed. When you close a program, it doesn't mean the program's actually closed. When you're using a PC or a Mac, over the course of 2 or 3 hours, you could have run several programs and visited 20, 30 websites quite easily. All that information is being stored, and it's being stored locally and in RAM. And it's your RAM that's important. You want to have as much memory available when you live broadcast as you can. The only way to be sure of that is to switch your machine off before you go live. So a quarter of an hour before you go live, switch your machine off, switch it back on again, and you've got a clean sheet. Nothing has been running. You know there's nothing running in the background that shouldn't be. You're good to go. Go straight to your Chrome browser and go straight to Be.Live. And then bring your camera into the broadcast. Check your camera out, check your sound out. Make sure that you look and sound okay. Then make sure you guest check in before you go live. One of the biggest problems that's caused is when a guest joins you when you've been live for half an hour and you can't see them or hear them. Do try to get your guest into your studio before you go live so you can check their camera and their microphone are working, even if they're on the phone. Please do check. It doesn't guarantee that when you go live, everything's going to be hunky or everything's going to be smooth, but it cuts down the problems that you may have. So check with your guests before you go live. So you've closed your machine down, you've restarted it, you've gone straight to Chrome, straight to Be.Live, you've got your guests in, all your assets set up, and then you can press go live, and that's the best thing you can do. I use that routine every time I go live. On Tuesdays and Mondays and Thursdays, I do 3 shows a day. Every time I'm about to go live, I switch my machine off and start it again. It's just good practice. And if you can get yourself into the routine of doing that, then you cut down on any live broadcasting problems. Okay, so that's starting your machine. Right, now, I did mention that there have been updates in scheduling. Now, I'm going to do a video about it tomorrow, but I want to answer a couple of questions that have not been asked. Okay, we know that you can simulcast. You can go live to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Yeah, and you set the title, description, and the image if you're scheduling, and it's the same on YouTube and Facebook. Press the button, you get a post on Facebook, you get a post on YouTube, and if you're in the studio and you go to my streams, a couple of minutes after you've pressed the save button. You'll have a link to your YouTube and a link to your Facebook. Okay, already there. Right, okay. Now, what happens if you have done the Facebook part, but you forget to press the YouTube part? I don't know who could have done that, but they're probably on the screen near you right now. It's easily done. You set up the Facebook part, and then you press the button save, and you suddenly realize, I've only done the Facebook bit. How do I do? What do I do now? Right. First thing you do, first law of broadcasting, if there are any laws, do not panic. If you scheduled the Facebook and you've forgotten the YouTube, just go into edit schedule, add YouTube, press save, done. Simple. Okay. So you can add a YouTube to a Facebook, you can add a Facebook to a Facebook, whichever way around it is. If you've forgotten one part of your simulcast, you can add it on before you go live, 20 minutes before you go live at least. You can add it on before you go live, and then when you go live, you'll go live on Facebook and YouTube. Right, the second thing you can do, and the only way that we find these out is by accident. Again, simulcasting, and I wanted to go live to my Be.Live in 5 page and to YouTube at the same time. So into the scheduling, entered all the Facebook details, entered the title, description, a schedule, so I put the image there. I remembered to click the YouTube button, checked that the video was going to be public. Everything was perfect. So I pressed save. Now, the one thing you should always do before you press save is to check everything. Sometimes, though, you're in a rush and you don't. That was what happened. So I've got a situation where I forgot to tell it to go to the Be.Live in 5 page. So I had a broadcast to YouTube, and the other one was going to my personal profile by default. Yikes, I thought, do I need to delete this and start again? I would have done, but then I thought, there's a new button there. And a new button that you can see on scheduling is called remove. And it's a third of the way up on the right-hand side. I was able to go into my scheduled video, delete the Facebook side of it, or remove the Facebook side of it, and put the correct broadcasting details to my Be.Live in 5 page and press save. And that's magic, because it means we're all human, we all make mistakes. It means you can, up to 20 minutes before you're scheduled to go live, you can change a scheduled broadcast. We already know you can change the title, description, image. Now you can actually take off one of the legs, either Facebook or YouTube, and you can add another one up to 20 minutes before you go live. So we've now got professional quality scheduling, because it allows for things that do go wrong. And believe me, when you're scheduling 7 or 8 shows a week, things do go wrong occasionally. So if you forget to add YouTube to the destinations, you can add it anytime up to 20 minutes before your show. If you send a show to the wrong destination on Facebook, you can remove it and then add the correct one. And those I found out by accident, but I checked with the team at Be.Live, and it is an official feature, and you can use it from today. And I'm going to document it. There will be a video on Thursday, and you'll be able to follow it up from there. And over to the comments, and say hello to Gospel. Gospel, thank you for joining me. And question from Gospel, what's the topic? Right, this show has no topic. We don't have a topic on this show. This show goes live every week, and I've got to say, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Hundreds of people watch this show in Be.Livers every week, and I just want to say a big thank you. It's one of the shows I enjoy doing. As you know, there's no script, and I'll take any question and try to answer it. And if I can't do it live, I'll do it afterwards. I go through all the comments afterwards and reply personally. And it's an important part of my week, and meeting everybody here is an important part of my week. And I'm just so grateful that so many of you actually tune in to watch this show. And long may it continue. And just thank you for your support, really. I could get all emotional, but I won't. I'll try my best not to, even though I'm British. Right, time for a change of background. The other thing you can have is, as I say, you can have any background that you want. And if you want to challenge me to a background, you can. But I'm going to go for this one, because I quite like this one. Okay. And over to the questions. And say hello to Bill. Nice to see you, Bill. And thank you for joining me. If you posted an emoji, I won't be able to see it. But thank you for joining. If you have questions, then please do ask. And I think we've got a question. Hello. Right, hello. You forgot to put hi. Not a problem. Okay, so let's go back. I'm going to change again. Where shall I go? I'm going to go. No, that's a bit garish, isn't it? Don't like that one at all. I should have a competition for the best backdrop. I think because Chris is watching, I'm going to go for this. This background was kindly supplied by Chris. It's become one of my favorites. And as you can see, even though the interview with Chris was 2 weeks ago, I still enjoy using it in my live broadcast. I'm grateful, Chris, for the photograph. Just want to say thank you. Okay, right. So just a quick reminder, as you're with me, don't forget that we've now got in widgets, sticky notes, and I can have sticky notes. Now, when I can find the way to move them, I can have sticky notes all over my screen, and they can be notes for me. Now, this is quite clever, actually. If you want to remember something, if you're doing a broadcast and there's things to remember and you don't want to keep going to the agenda, then you could do a sticky note and remind yourself of something, or it can be a notice to anybody who's watching. Okay, so I could have put one up which says, let's just type this. This is live. So join me on Thursday. Okay, and Thursday at 9 o'clock I'll be live and I'll let you know where. But I can move these notes about the screen, and Molly Mahoney, good friend Molly, who broadcasts on Be.Live and promotes Be.Live, actually showed me this little tip. Well, I watched a show. And if you want, you can change the color of the notes by changing the theme colors. So if I go and change the theme color again, and I'm going to do someone I don't like because it doesn't look good, you can change the color of the notes by changing the color of the theme. Yeah, you'd have to change the font, but I'm going to go back to where I began, which is the blue. Done, and apply, and we're back to blue. So notes are in widgets available to everybody. You can inform yourself, remind yourself, you can inform your viewers using the widgets that are actually on screen, and you can move them anywhere on screen that you like. You could line them all up and just go left a bit so they're all lined up, and once you've finished with them, then you just go to widgets and you can switch them off. So this is in Be.Live Studio under widgets, and you've got notes, and you can actually use them whilst you're live, take them on and off screen. You can pre-populate them. You can write the text before you go live, so it could be part of your show prep, and then just bring them on when you want. You can actually cover the whole screen with notes. You could frame yourself. I think that's an idea. You can actually frame yourself with notes across the top and down the sides, and somebody's going to do that now. I've said it, possibly me. The other thing that is available now, I'm going to go to overlays, and I'm going to scroll down my overlays. I did a video about this last week, but just as a reminder, Okay, I'm still going strong. I've got that many overlays. Okay, I'm going to apply it. You can use an overlay, and there are 5 of them. Take a look at them, see if you like them or not. Well, yes. I'm just saying they're available. I'm not saying anything else. And I'm going to come back because it's not raining outside at the moment. It's a wonderful 23 degrees in the UK, and it's been a beautiful day. We're out walking this morning, 4 miles, which is the thing to do in the sunshine. And out to the comments. Right, okay, Bill, and how do I change the background? Bill, I'll explain everything afterwards, but I'm using a program called XSplit VCam. This is my studio normally. I downloaded XSplit VCam piece of software, and I can now change my background to any image that I choose if I've not locked things up. And there we have it. I can simply change my background on the fly whilst I'm live. I can get a background from, well, I'm not going to do it, but I can get a background from my hard drive. I get a background from unsplash.com. I can play a YouTube video. There are several different ways I can actually get my backgrounds, several different sources. And if they're from Unsplash, then you have the license to use them. So $40 is the XSplit software. If you're on Mac, then OBS, and there is a new piece, well, I say new, there is now OBS virtual camera for Mac. Again, I'll put the links in afterwards, and you could have a green screen on your Mac. So I'll put the details afterwards. Thank you for asking, and nice to meet you. And over to Chris and the picture. Just a minute. I can't talk about it and not show it, can I? Let me go back a moment. Let's go back a moment, and if I can find it again. This is not going to work, is it? When you want things to work, they don't. I'm trying to get back to Chris's photograph. All right. Okay, so Chris is saying this is a balloon festival in St. Nicholas in Belgium. So Chris, thank you for the information. And the next comment is coming in, and the next comment is from Bill. You don't mean that either, do you? I after this show is finished, I go through all the comments, and when you ask a question I can't answer live, then I actually answer it in the text afterwards with the link. This is a show in 2 parts. One is the live part, which I'm doing now, and the other is actually going through the comments afterwards and answering everybody's comment. If I sidetrack myself now, then that would detract from what I'm trying to do. But it's XSPLIT, and I'll give you the link afterwards. And over to Chris. Chris is saying, please can you just place notes to see by yourself the audience to remember something that you must say to them? No, not at the moment. That's the thought. The notes at the moment are actually visible to the viewers and to yourself. I'll pass that on to the team to see if they can be invisible. I know that they've worked hard to get them visible, so but I'll mention it as a possibility. But I know what you like. I like post-it notes as well. And Bill saying thank you for understanding. I like post-it notes as well. Okay, so just a reminder. I'm not going to go through everything, but I want to bring this on screen. And I'm going to go off screen. I'm going to go picture in picture. This is my live training room. And on Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern, I'll be live in the training room to answer your questions there live. And you can join me on camera. You can join me microphone only, or you can just watch. Down the right hand side, you can see all the videos I have about Be.Live, and we can watch those videos. If you've got a question about cameras, we can watch the camera video. If you've got a question about scheduling, we can watch the scheduling video, and then we can discuss it afterwards, so that if there's anything that's not answered in the video, then I can answer it live. This is not going to go live on Facebook or YouTube. It's not going to be recorded. It's not going to be broadcast anywhere. This is a private session, and I invite you all to join me at 9 a.m. Eastern on Thursday, 2 p.m. in the UK, 3 p.m. in Antwerp. And this is an experiment. If it works, all well and good. It'll become a weekly show, a weekly get-together. It's informal. There's no, it's just an opportunity to network. And you can be on camera, you can just watch, or you can talk. You can be microphone only if you want. And this is an experiment. If you want to join me in that experiment, just type school in the comments now, and I'll get in touch with you before Thursday to give you more information. You've got to try new things, and this, I think, because I can invite guests, I can play videos from not just from myself, but videos from other people. I can actually put together a live video experience, so we can have guest videos which talk about marketing, growing an audience, you name it. All aspects of live video we can actually cover in the hour-long sessions over on Watch Together. This is a German piece of software, and we tried it out last week, and it simply works. It's easy to use, it's easy to join. You don't have to sign in, you don't have to sign up, you don't need your Facebook login, you don't need your email, you do not even need your, well, you don't need anything. You just need to come and join us and chat. So that's an experiment, and the experiment starts Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern. I'll be posting more about it. I'll be doing a blog about it to explain everything. It's the next step after this show. This show will not be affected at all by it. I enjoy doing this show. I enjoy chatting with everybody, enjoy answering questions. So I'll be back again at the same time next Tuesday, which is 12 p.m. Eastern. Just to go through the comments, see if there's anything that I've missed. But as I say, this is a question and answer session driven by your questions. I'm grateful for every question that we've had today, and grateful for your company too. I want to say thank you to, special thank you to Kareem, who I know has been with us during the broadcast, and Ramon has been with us as well, and Angel. So Ramon, Kareem, and Angel, thank you for joining us today. That's what makes live video so special, is that we can get together with people and network without fear or favor, and it's just the most amazing way to make connections around the globe. Now, I'm going to leave you with some can-do advice. These are things that you can do, and it won't cost you a penny. It will cost you your time. Okay. There is in Be.Live a weekly thread, and that weekly thread lists the shows that go out on Be.Live on Facebook and YouTube. If you schedule a show, then do go into Be.Livers and you can add it straight away to the weekly thread. When you do that, people will see it. People may well come and watch you. Okay? So please use the weekly thread in Be.Livers for your shows. Second thing, if you want to grow your audience, then you need to do something. And the second to do is to actually go and watch other people's broadcasts. You can't expect people to come and watch your broadcasts if you don't go and watch theirs. Can you? So, in addition to going live, try and watch other people's broadcasts. Now, if you watch a broadcast, that's all good, but nobody knows you're there. What the magic happens if you watch a broadcast and you comment and you say something constructive and helpful and you're supporting a fellow broadcaster. The thing that never ceases to amaze me is the support that there is within the broadcasting. We're not fighting each other. The audience is big enough. There are 2.3 billion people on Facebook who can watch us. one day, who knows? There's a big enough audience. We don't need to fight. We can help and support each other. You can support other broadcasters by going and watching their show and commenting. One comment. If you watch, just as saying, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to tell you to do it, not do it myself. Between now and next Tuesday, I'm going to watch 3 broadcasts and I'm going to comment on the broadcast. It will make a difference. Because as I'm going to do after this broadcast, I'm going to go through all the comments, and I know then who's watching me, and I have a chat with them. And we should all be doing that too. We should be talking to people after the broadcast about what's just happened and thanking them for joining us. Because that's what makes the world go round, is people thanking and helping each other. So I can see the clock has gone over the hour. I want to say a heartfelt thank you to everybody for watching today. This is, as I say, one of the highlights of my week, and it's my pleasure to present this on behalf of Be.Live, and to be live in the Be.Livers group. And I look forward to seeing you in the group. I look forward to seeing. There's a deal. If you post your show in the weekly thread in Be.Livers, your scheduled show, whether it be on Facebook or YouTube, then I will share it for you. It's got to be a win-win. So on that thought, a positive thought, I'd like to say thank you for watching. Take care, everybody. And I shall see you at the same time next week. That's 12 p.m. on Tuesday. Bye for now. Bye. Thank you. Okay.